All right, guys, a lot of people have been telling me in the YouTube comments, hey, can I get an update about ADTX? And, I've been really liking this thing before it pumped. You guys know my rules. I'm always looking for 10% minimum. A lot of people would be like, hey, man, well, why didn't it pump more? This thing has dumped since the last time you alerted it. Most pennies are going to do that. If I'm gonna be honest, guys, I made videos way back on ADTX, way back in here when it pumped. This was way over $1, and me and the Discord members made absolute bank as it pumped massive on this one day here. And we know that price is always going to get rejected when it pumps. This is a very crappy stock. You can see like any chart that looks like this is heavily diluted. I was always targeting this EMA 20. It's can be very hard to target, but this EMA 20 was going to get hit. No matter how crappy the stock is, it might not hit it in the time frame you like it, but it hit it. So that's why I try to tell everyone, focus on the little ones. Focus on the EMA 5 and 10. Those are your more conservative targets, right? So I played it in here. When it hugged the band some more here, I played it to this EMA 5. I played it some more right here when it pumped to this 10. And you don't see this on the daily chart, but a lot of times this thing has spiked pre-market and after hours, and then it dumped. And I take those massive gains, and you can see all throughout here. What are we doing? Hugging the 5 and the 10. Get to the 5 and the 10. And then we get to the 5 and 10. And then this was the massive pump that we had, right? We went from 6 cents all the way up in here, making 136% move. And I know the problem is when these things is, a lot of people are going to overhype these things. They got the merger and all that. Market's very weak, and so that this is a sub 10-cent penny stock, so it's going to take more of a beating. I personally truly think that with these penny stocks, you really just need to play based on what the chart is saying. We know these are not fundamentally sound companies, so it's hard to go into all the research and all that. They are planned to do a merger with Persanta's planned IPO and innovations. They've been doing that. In 2025 they're going to merge, but we saw what NGOL did, right? NGOL had a massive pump, leading up to the merger. It was buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Same exact scenario. We hit this lower Keltner channel. We had massive time distance away from the 5 and even the 20 here. You could see like last time we touched the 20 was way back in here, right? It physically touched it. Every candle's going to touch it. And what happened? Price came up back up, touched it, and it made a massive move even more than that. Can ADTX do that? I can't guarantee that. Maybe this was just the move. I mean, we don't know. I mean, this was a 100%, 140% move from the lows. So it's good to see how much it moved up. It's got massive volume, 65 million, 119 million, 278 million. We're coming down to this crucial support. So without even looking at my system, we could actually look at like this. We have crucial support right here. It hit it or recovered it. We have long lower wicks right here. Means it's very bullish. Another thing I can say is we are 2 days away from this EMA 5. So here's the thing. Here's the kicker, guys. When a candle touches these EMAs, it resets all the time distance. So this EMA 20 now has been hit, and so now we can start the journey again. This is 2 days away from not hitting the 20, the 10, and the 5 because this candle hit everything. So we know price at the very least is going to hit this EMA 5 fast. So at the very least, we're looking at a 19% gain. But keep in mind that it's going to go down each day. As you can see, it was up here. Now it's here. So what I love to do is, I love to buy when price is under the EMA 5. That's just everything I do. If it's a downtrend stock, and I know these things aren't going to hold an uptrend. As you can see, every prime price gets near these EMAs. What happened? They resist. We don't know what's going to be the big resistance. It could be the 5, the 10, or the 20. Price hit this 20 and resisted heavily. This did a fake out. This is one of the most dangerous patterns because a lot of people get into these, and these are just fake out type patterns where people get into it and it just comes crashing down. You want to be able to be the person that sells into the hype. Don't ever, when everybody knows about the stock, and everyone's, bullish about it, that's when it's very dangerous. So think of it like, you buy a stock that is very bloody red, right? Nobody wanted NGOL, and I'm comparing these two because they're both merger type plays. Nobody wanted NGOL when it was down in here. We were talking about this in the Discord because we were hitting this lower band. This is a lower counter channel. I had it having extreme oversold settings. We had time distance. We were away from the EMA 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anything that don't touch the EMA 5 in 7 daily candles is long. So we had a lot of criteria here. We had a low K value, which is this stochastic oscillator under here. And then we had consolidation pattern here. So it was a A+ setup, but nobody wanted it here. Where did everyone want it is when it started pumping to these EMAs, and that's when it gets dangerous because it's a downtrend stock. ADTX, I don't think it's going to hit this EMA 50. It's way above this upper counter channel. This is nowhere where it belongs to be. I don't even look to trade this thing on downtrend stocks. EMA 20 took a very long time to hit, in itself. This is one of the longest EMA 20 hits I've seen. This was like over 6 months to touch it. So I really focus on the 5 and the 10. So if you're going to look at, I don't know what your guys' averages are. So, if you're way up in here at the 15 cents, 14 cents, it's kind of dangerous. I'll be honest with you. You're kind of more just hoping on a news type of play that it goes rallying up. And that's really risky. We're looking at a K value. Look at this. You see how this stochastic oscillator right here, when it started pumping up, it got really overextended. And then now that price is coming back down, this K value is still overextended. But you can see how when price was, down, way down to here, when I played it here, the lower the K values, the better. You could start to see, pumps happening. All right. I personally look for less than 10, but the main thing is to look for EMA 5. Not a lot of people use this. Not a lot of people use EMAs like me. I personally look for, the extreme time distance. If it don't touch the EMA 5 in a bit, it will. But obviously, yes, there is a merger. We're trying to go, trying to merge with Persanta here. I just know sometime in here they did this fireside chat on February 21st. Didn't really get, do much there. But this is a really beaten down stock, though. I mean, out of all the biotechs that has massive volume, it is probably the most beaten down stock that I've probably ever seen. I mean, look at this chart. This is insane. They did a reverse split in October, so they'll probably do another one. So you gotta keep in mind, that it's either I don't really. This is more just news driven. It's really hard to predict based on the chart, and I love playing based on chart because I don't really look into fundamentals and pennies because all that they're a penny for a reason, right? I trade based on chart patterns. I trade based on reversion to the mean, and I trade on oversold type patterns. If you can see right here, we had this 2 daily candles away from the 5. We still haven't hit this EMA 20. It makes more sense to buy it here because we had this target. Not touching this EMA 20 in 6 months is extremely long. And so what happens is algos bring it back up in here, and it even went up higher. But once it touches those targets, I'm out. All right. There's no more sense to play this because now all of our targets are met. So I hope that helps you guys. I know it's not probably something you want to hear. You probably want me to say, yeah, this is going to go to the moon. It's going to go to $1. I'm not going to be like those other YouTubers. I'm going to give you guys realistic price target, realistic plans. I told a lot of people made money in my Discord. It was very depressing. I'm not going to say this was a very hard stock. I'm not going to say it wasn't easy. I bought it down in here and it went up to EMA 10, quickly sold off. We made some nice gains, went back down below, and all these times I was knowing this 20 was going to get hit. So every time it got below this EMA 5, a couple daily candles, I bought it. Down in here, it got below it, and then it got up big. You want to get in before the crowd gets in, and you want to also buy the rumor and sell the news. And that's how I usually do these, any type of news type of plays. But if you guys do want to join the Discord, I would love to have you guys. I would love to show you guys how I like to trade, transform your trading into less gambling style and into a more of a consistent trading mindset. I've been doing this for over 6 years. I've been readjusting this system. I've been looking into things of improvement, what works, what doesn't work, and it's a lot of trial and error. It works a lot, and I think you guys would love. I think you guys are going to learn a lot, and that's the main thing in trading. Losses happen, okay? It's a lot about how do you manage your risk. And I have strategies for everyone. Maybe penny stocks are not for you. And maybe you want to focus on bigger cap stocks, that are more consistent. Maybe they won't make as much as pennies, but at least you won't be losing. If you can't handle the risk tolerance of pennies, because that's a thing. I try to tell people, do you have the stomach to handle, a penny stock that can go down 15%, but then the next day it can go up 100%. They're very dangerous and they're very risky. And there's different strategies for everyone. So I alert bigger cap stocks, I alert small caps. I try to not hold more than 1 penny at a time because I accumulate. It's impossible to get the exact bottom. So when we're below this EMA 5 for quite some time, I only buy it one time every day and I accumulate 3 or 4 times. And I try to make sure my average is in line with this EMA 5. And that's the main goal, okay? But yeah, I think you guys will really like this strategy. Click the link down below in YouTube comments below in the description. It'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. If you want to subscribe, just read how to subscribe. It's very basic, very easy to do. Just hit day trade alerts right here, and that'll give you access to everything. It'll give you a gold membership, and it's going to be so easy. You're gonna have everything you need. If you have the gold membership, you get access to day trades and swing trades. I highly encourage you getting it because if you want to be a full-time trader, day trading is the way to go. And then my swing trades, they take time. Sometimes they won't hit for a week. Sometimes they take a little bit of time, and that's normal, okay? So hit the day trade alerts, get access to everything for $12 a month. It's the lifetime of a discount. It is going to go up in price next month, but I want to give you guys a lifetime of discount of how to be a consistent trader, how to use the system, how not to rely on just signals, right? How to actually go into these charts and be like, okay, it's a penny stock. I want to trade it based on what the chart tells me. The chart tells me the story, right? It's heavily diluted. It's going to be pump and dumps. I look for the EMA 5 and 10 for those rejections, and that's all there is to it. If you do subscribe, do it on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. If you're not from the US, it might charge you a little extra, like $15 or $16, but I promise you guys are getting a massive discount. If you have an Android, you will have to subscribe on your computer or use your phone's browser, but read how to subscribe, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.